Play is an activity which generally children engage in without planning it, without thinking about it, without any pre-organized event to foster the activity of play. You see, that's why we call play a spontaneous activity. It lacks any form of organization, preparation, and then exposure, adequate exposure to ensure that any goal is achieved. In fact, play has no goal, it has no purpose, it has no objective, and in play, nothing is considered wrong or right. Therefore, that's why we define play as an activity that lacks planning, but out of nowhere just begins. A child can be walking down the road and sees another child, play begins. Because that is the connection between every child. A child can just stay on his own, just on his or her own, and then start putting one or two things and then disorganizing and organizing them. Solitary play. He or she has gone into the activity of playing. He does not have to plan, should I go and play or should I not go and play? He doesn't think about what should be done and what should not be done. He does not wish what kind of play should I even imagine to play now or should I not imagine to play now. If there be an imagination about play, it happens at the scene of the play activity. And the scene of any play activity is the playground to the child, regardless of how any adult, any other child, or any other significant other who is not a child sees that place. A play, like we said, has no goal, has no purpose, and has no objective. For the fact that a play lacks objective, it lacks any form of consequence. If there be a goal to be achieved, then there is a mistake to avoid. And since there is no goal to achieve, any mistake that comes out of that activity without a goal requires no consequence. The child does not think about what to lose or what to gain while playing. All he thinks about while playing is satisfaction. And if a child does not achieve adequate satisfaction, which is not desired, he does not place it anywhere to achieve it. He does not look at any kind of pre-organized event to achieve his play. All he can think about is, let me get done. Let me do it. And during the play process, any hero he thinks about becomes the character he or she becomes in the hour of playing. Adults get to work. They go to make money. They wash the dishes at home. They keep the home clean. They make the food. They get everywhere ready for relaxation and for enjoyment. But the child has only one responsibility. But the responsibility of a child, if not understood by adults who have become the parents of their children or caregivers, they make the child to lack in a particular area of his life. The responsibility of every child is to play. Therefore, play is the work of the child. Children, they have rights. And to the best of his or her knowledge, at a particular stage of a child, all he can know and can understand is that his right of play must not be denied him or her. Tampering on the child's play fundamental rights, you are preventing him or her from performing effectively mentally, because play stimulates the child's cognition and the child's mind. Remember, play teaches leadership. When children get into the play activity and then they learn role taking, they learn who comes first before the other. They understand that things must have to go this way. They understand taking turns, and they come to appreciate the place and the role of every player in a game when they are playing. It teaches children empathy. It teaches them kindness, and it teaches them how to make our world a better place. There are many more play does, but most importantly, do not forget that play helps the child to ultimately turn your home to a playground, and you're not going to like it but you are going to allow it because you want your child to develop mentally, physically, emotionally, and otherwise.